Let's face it, baby chicks grow super fast, and in a matter of a week or two, they can outgrow their brooders. So in today's video, I'm going to show you an easy way to expand your brooder without spending hardly any money at all. So this is how it's done and what you'll need. Besides the brooder box that's already set up, you'll need to get another box. The bigger, the better. So a lot of times you can find nice big boxes behind stores. Aha! I see one. I'm gonna go get that. I scored big. This box is so big. This is gonna be perfect. Because the baby chicks are only going to be in their brooder for a few weeks, I really hate to buy expensive items. So now I'm going to take you home and show you how I can attach this to my existing brooder and make an extension so they have lots of more room to play. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut a nice big doorway in my box. I like to use a knife because when I use a scissors, I find it a little difficult to cut the thick cardboard. But hey, whatever works for you. Then I'm going to cut off the top flaps just to make it easier for when I have to reach in and tend to the baby chicks. Next, I will cut out the same size doorway into the existing box. And if you can see, I'm using the piece that I cut out of the big box to use as a pattern or a guide just to make sure I get the sizes right. But before I do the cutting, I'm going to move my baby chicks into a temporary holding box. I don't want the loud noise of the cutting to freak them out and scare them. Plus, this just makes it easier to put the boxes up on top of a table so I can reach better. I was planning on cleaning out their box anyway, so this works out perfect. Not only are they going to get a bigger house to play in, but they're going to get fresh bedding as well. And also, it's really important that you handle your baby chicks a lot, especially the first 2 weeks of their life, because this is when they're getting used to your touch and your face. That way, when the chicks get older, they'll be so used to you handling them. Now, they're all set. I'm going to put the box back under the light to keep them warm, and all the shavings that I dump out of the box will either go into my compost or somewhere in my garden. Okay, now that all my chickies are safe and sound in their temporary holding box and my floors have been swept up, I'm going to cut the second door in the existing brooder box. And the reason why I left a 3-inch lip on the bottom of the doorways is to act as a threshold to help keep the pine shavings in the box. Plus, it just makes it easier to attach them together. So basically what I'm doing is the same concept as if you were to add a room to your home. I'm doing a room addition with cardboard boxes. But instead of using nails and screws, I'm using packaging tape. You could also use masking tape, duct tape, even staples, I guess, if you wanted to. The reason why I'm using packaging tape is because it's clear and I think that looks really nice. Plus, it also leaves nice smooth edges. But to be very honest with you, I did have some just laying around the house, so I like to utilize what I already have. So far so good. So as you can see, all the edges are nice and smooth from the tape. Now it's time to put all the shavings back in, the food and water, and of course the baby chicks. They're gonna have so much more room to play and grow. And yes, I even made new platforms for their food and water as well. Once again, these are just boxes that I cut down to size because I like to keep the food and the water elevated so the chickies can't scratch pine shavings into their food and water source. It just keeps it neat, tidy, and clean. And I always fill in the little cracks and creases with shavings, just so the little chicks can't fall in there or trip. And now for the best part of all. It's time to see if the little chickies like their new big home. I named this one Penny because she's the same color as a penny. My granddaughter named this one Sally after the character from one of her favorite Disney movies. Because this Buff Orpington is blonde and a little bossy, I named her Elsa after the Disney Ice Princess. I call this one Smarty Pants because she's always looking up at me with such wise and curious eyes. This Buff Orpington is Anna, Elsa's little sister. And last but not least, I named this sweet little girl Jasmine after the Disney princess because she was the first one to fly. Pretty amazing considering she is also the runt, and I think she might very well be my favorite. And I'm also going to set them up with this little platform to play on. It's just a box. I cut out the little squares so they can crawl through in one end and out the next, like a little platform / tunnel. Just gives them something to do so they're not bored and then they don't peck on each other. There you go. And then also in the future video, I'll show you how I make a lid because eventually these little chickies will be flying out of here. So that'll be in the next video. A happy chicken is a quiet chicken. Well, I hope you found this video fun and helpful. I'll see you next time with new chickie videos and updates. Thanks for watching.